The Atlas Mountains are a mountain range in the Maghreb. It stretches around 2,500 kilometers, 1,600 miles, through Algeria, Morocco and Tunisia. The range's highest peak is Jebel Bkal, with an elevation of 4,167 meters, 13,671 feet, in southwestern Morocco. It separates the Mediterranean and Atlantic coastlines from the Sahara Desert. The Atlas Mountains are primarily inhabited by Berber populations. The terms for mountain in some Berber languages are Adjar and Adras, which are believed to be cognates of the toponym Atlas. The mountains are home to a number of plant and animal species unique in Africa, often more like those of Europe. Many of them are endangered and some have already gone extinct. Examples include the Barbary macaque, the Atlas bear, Africa's only species of bear, now extinct, the Barbary leopard, the Barbary stag, Barbary sheep, the Barbary lion, extinct in the wild, the Atlas mountain badger, the North African elephant, extinct, the North African aurochs, extinct, Cuvier's gazelle, the northern bald ibis, dippers, the Atlas mountain viper, the Atlas cedar, the European black pine, and the Algerian oak. The basement rock of most of Africa was formed during the Precambrian period, and is much older than the Atlas Mountains lying on the continent. The Atlas was formed during 3 subsequent phases of Earth's geology. The first tectonic deformation phase involves only the anti-Atlas, which was formed in the Paleozoic era, till 300 million years ago, as the result of continental collisions. North America, Europe and Africa were connected millions of years ago. The tectonic boundary. The anti-Atlas mountains are believed to have originally been formed as part of Alleghanian orogeny. These mountains were formed when Africa and America collided, and were once a chain rivaling today's Himalayas. Today, the remains of this chain can be seen in the fault line region in the eastern United States. Some remnants can also be found in the later formed Appalachians in North America. A second phase took place during the Mesozoic era, before 66 Mi. It consisted of a widespread extension of the Earth's crust that drifted and separated the continents mentioned above. This extension was responsible for the formation of many thick intracontinental sedimentary basins including the present Atlas. Most of the rocks forming the surface of the present High Atlas were deposited under the ocean at that time. Finally, in the Paleogene and Neogene periods, till 66 million to 1.8 million years ago, the mountain chains that today constitute the Atlas were uplifted, as the land masses of Europe and Africa collided at the southern end of the Iberian Peninsula. Such convergent tectonic boundaries occur where 2 plates slide towards each other forming a subduction zone, if one plate moves underneath the other, and or a continental collision, when the 2 plates contain continental crust. In the case of the Africa-Europe collision, it is clear that tectonic convergence is partially responsible for the formation of the High Atlas, as well as for the closure of the Strait of Gibraltar and the formation of the Alps and the Pyrenees. However, there is a lack of evidence for the nature of the subduction in the Atlas region, or for the thickening of the Earth's crust generally associated with continental collisions. In fact, one of the most striking features of the Atlas to geologists is the relative small amount of crustal thickening and tectonic shortening despite the important altitude of the mountain range. Recent studies suggest that deep processes rooted in the Earth's mantle may have contributed to the uplift of the High and Middle Atlas.